I'm a supporter. Pirates are relentless. They're unforgiving. They don't have room for a lot of understanding. And as we remember, because in football, unfortunately, bazofocus about this. You know, the coach Marumo Gallants before Lapo.
I know the new signings, the two major signings for me is Sipho Mbule Oswin
Appollis.
Okay, Appollis.
Sipho Mbule. For me right now, from where I'm sitting, great ability but big pressure. This is Sipho Mbule. It comes from Sundowns. How he's always been on the lips of everyone in the country about the ability he has, and he also has other nicknames, Master Chef. You don't know what he's cooking, ukukama pass, ukukutwala, ukuka, but Leo Chua has also been something that we cannot ignore, and this for me is a message personally to him. The club to we join because somebody will alert you in Bombozo.
Sure, bafethu it's your boy Banele Matomela, team cool ubongani udlebe enhlezweni. I'm coming to you from the goalkeeper's corner. If you're new in this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share the content. Bafethu, as you all know today, I'm not alone. I can't be alone, and I will never be alone. I'm here with a true legend of the game, Coach Gerald Mpdabin. Hi, Coach.
Hola, Skoko.
Skipper. Okay. Skipper.
Ngizofonela ungitshela ukuthi namhlanje iserious indaba kumele sizohleba ngocoach. But asihlebe na wonke umuntu. I'm sure it will be exciting because obviously there's also a few things that I'd want to know from you, and of course we've got our ghost present for the first time, who will be asking a lot of questions of his own regarding the issue here, coach. But maybe let me take the opportunity as well to say, Sanbonan, my name is Gerald Mpdabin. Welcome to the Goalkeeper's Corner. There will be a lot going on, starting with Orlando Pirates and the season that is about to start, where the club is concerned. So stay tuned. Nimamele nibuze, but like Banele said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know ubeke ipicala, but I think zonke
ziyafana lento, coach. It doesn't really matter what you're talking about. Subscribe, like, yafana zenzen zonke bafethu.
But mabazenza yazini emnandi kakhulu ile ethi the coach had his first interview Banele 2 days ago, but I see all the headlines around that says he hit the ground running. What do you think of the coach? You asked me about his name. His name is Abdel Sam Wadu. He calls himself Abbas. There'll be a lot to discuss about him, but what was your first take when you heard of the Pirates as a new coach?
Honestly speaking, I really thought the Pirates was going to sign Olani, Pito. There are big coaches I can think about in my head that Pirates could have signed those coaches, but boom, Banele announced a coach, the new coach that's currently in Pirates. I can't even pronounce his name. I don't even want to talk because once in a leave show, never pull me coach, never pull me come like
Abdel Sam Wadu.
Abdel Sam Madu.
But he already njengoba lesilethela ama wings lithe wateka teka. When I was to take mina ngifila ngathi, is it the public perception which is probably not what everyone expected? Personally, if you ask me about expectation, ngifila ngathi uzoba namachive abaya, especially the one important problem or key problem that he might just have to deal with before the season starts is the grandstand. I'm a supporter. Pirates are relentless. They're unforgiving. Bafuna lento bayifuna. They don't have room for a lot of understanding. And as we remember, Jose didn't have it easy with them when he arrived. You know, some members of the media or people in the public, they called him a plumber until he obviously went on and won Amanet Bank Cup by 2, Namamchen 8-3. Let's not forget Utah winning the league, which has been eluding the club for a while. And for me, personally, somebody might say, about to see them about. You want to overlook the good work that he did.
So sorry, coach. So still, while you're still there, do you think the coach is a good cultural fit for a Pirates?
The cultural fit for Pirates coach, according to me, is pleasing the supporters, and probably adhering to what the management wants or the office, you know, because like you said, it's a cultural club. Some things can never be changed.
True.
The club. There was an element, Yagabrasten, a while back, scheme. If that's true or that's not true, a coach is ready to deal with a situation like that, because all I know is Bati Bayaneta about personnel that is playing. And while you add it, he has a lot to deal with, Banele. There's players about development, there's new signings, about 9 players have been signed. How does he infuse all that with the youngsters that were promoted from the development that went on to play the last 4 or 5 games under Jose? There were also revelations in that game, Abu Mbegazi, Abu Nkota, and many others that will obviously jump into as we go on. Regarding the whole topic surrounding the coach and Pirates as a side.
So the question I've been asking myself, and I'm sure also the viewers have been asking themselves, what style of play will he bring?
What's his philosophy? What does he believe in? Because I was speaking to our host. We spoke a lot about him losing games at home. He's got slender losses, 1-0 to 1, playing at home. That doesn't build confidence.
It's good. He's
been known to be a slaughterhouse the past few seasons. They've lost many times at home.
And when I side let's scoop, the whole game. So let's scoop. Singa-change from isigubhu kube yigubhu ezimshaya ezamanzi eground, because like I said, they're unforgiving. They want what they want. They haven't won the league in a while. I don't think they want to win the Nedbank and the MTN 8 again. You know, they've been there, done that. They want something that is much bigger. Is he the guy to bring it? Because Jose Obalegi, what if family in a problem, what media came phone now, media came phone up Egypt.
Okay, since coach Abanege Ganju Jose, so do you think the coach Abamsani Logo Pirates is he a good replacement for him?
Is he? Because now I'm asking the same thing. I'll probably be asking to you and our fellow subscribers. Because in football, unfortunately, bazofocus kuleyo nto abantu.
The CV talks for you.
You know, beka coacha ini Marumo Gallants before lapho sazini ngayo ukuthi babakhe bekayimina France, south of France, South American. I thought at some point he's from Ethiopia because of what his name says. But football-wise, what is he bringing? You know, you ask a lot about his philosophy. I mean, I'm worried about him conceding and losing games at home. If he wins, it's slender wins. So chances are he's a resolute defensive type of coach.
Speaking about that also, do you think is he the right man to handle the pressure of Pirates? Because I know also you used to play for Pirates, you coach for Pirates. Also me knowing, being part of Pirates as a goalkeeper, the pressure there, I know it's very tough. every day, every game is a must win for Pirates. It's a must win for
even
Pirates.
talking about the club is pressure, you know.
Yeah.
Us having a chat about the football club right now says you're gonna get love and a lot of hate and backlash from everybody that's associated with the club. But remember, some things we cannot ignore. We cannot ignore the fact that they are an institution. The coach says when he opens up his interview, they are a big institution. So people will speak about Pirates, and so will the goalkeeper's corner. The coach, pressure, can he handle it? If I'm feeling it and I'm sitting in the grandstand or I'm sitting at home or I'm talking to the subscriber where goalkeeper's corner, but I'm already feeling the heat to it. We are not speaking about just any other club. We're speaking about a huge institution where if he knows it's an institution, what has he got to bring? How does he mix the old with the new, the young with the old?
Going back to the question about his run of games and him losing at home, one thing that I noticed was that Marumo Galan scored in almost every game. So do you think that style of play will better Orlando Pirates now and help him because he has the artillery now at Pirates in order to score the goals?
Yeah, I think
It's really the slow this, yeah.
with the right quality and which is not gonna be short of at Pirates. You know, you can pretty much turn a Mohaun Kota from being a number 10 to a false 9 or a direct 9. He's got blistering pace. He kicks with both his feet.
Who really can play as a 10?
You know, even the player he brings from Marumo Gallants, Umasindi, who I have to make special mention of because he takes over a record that I've kept, I think, for 21 years or something, of having been the only player, was a Shawela, to have played for the club. And he takes over, and I'm glad for the boy. Met him, gave him a hug, and congratulated him. But also didn't forget to mention what he's going into. He's going into the Lions' Den. You know, it's not going to be as easy as he thinks, especially him being Masindi Mpdabin, unknown in a lot of quarters. So you want to compare him with Sipho Mbule, who is hyped up, coming from Sundowns, Kukunu, but also has disciplinary issues that will overshadow his amazing ability if not taken care of. But the coach has all that at his disposal. Ukuthi angeke abe ne-excuse ukuthi ukora one goal like he did at Gallants. Ukuthi uconsider udliwe ekhaya ngama 2-1, because if udlala defensively, for me advice yami easy kakhulu. You must just do away with thinking defense with the amount of quality that he has at his disposal at a club like that.
And the strong enough backline as well.
You can go with 3 there. You can easily go with Mbogazi.
And that was coming back from injury.
There we go. You can have Ndlozi, Mbogazi, Nda partnership. You can have Ndlozi, CBC, Mbogazi. You know, the 3 just to keep things safe at the back and pack the midfield with 5 and have 3 up front, 3-4-3. But make sure you've got numbers going forward because you are blessed with so much quality.
Yeah, true.
They have no reason not to win the league, actually.
Yeah, true. So, moving to players, I see they've signed some exciting players, coach. My 2 major key signings for Pirates is Sipho Mbule Appollis. So tell me, what do you think about signing the Pirates? They've been releasing every day, and the new signings. I feel some players, it's just pressure of signing.
Yeah, I mean, they have 9, and there's a lot of names that I've met or bumped into for the first time. You can take me on. You want me? I'm ready. Ngiyakubona ukuthi uyangifuna mhlambe kune point engamentionanga ngocoach or kune player ufuna abaliside.
Ghost.
No, I think Orlando Pirates, we don't have to sign any goalkeepers. They don't have to sign any centre backs. They have a lot of centre backs. The sign is still injured.
Yeah.
When I was coming back from injury, Mbogazi, CBS Ukoki just signed a new contract, so not necessarily with defenders, have a lot of right backs. Maybe the left back department's just Hoto and the boy from the development. But yeah, no, I think.
And you mentioned, I find that challenging, the Koki issue. I think this is the first time in our conversation where it's going to be a bit uncomfortable for me. I think he's a fantastic human being. I think he's a nice guy. I'm just not sure if he's a Pirates player. I think he's too nice to captain a club like that. I can mention a game from the season that was where they lost 4 to Sundowns, where I saw Koki when they were walking out to the halftime break. So it means he was hiding throughout in a match where we were slaughtered and we looked disjointed. Because remember, when I say we, besides the fact that I was at some point part of the club, I'm a big fan of the club. I pay money, I go to the stadium. That is why I'm feeling actually I'm allowed an opinion sometimes on players. So okay, with the array of kids that have been promoted, you mentioned Mbogazi, I think they need to let him go. I think they unfortunately need to let him go. Not because he's not a good player. I just feel he needs to be playing at a club where there isn't such pressure. There's more comfortability for him and his age, because he's not a youngster anymore. Let the small ones take the initiative and the responsibility of playing for a big club. But I'm worried about it. Even if he's there, does he add that much bite that will grow them quickly enough? He doesn't.
Especially if you look at the centre backs he's competing with, I think. Ability-wise right now,
they are way better.
He's at the bottom of the pecking order.
Yeah.
So, coach, I wanted to ask, do you maybe know Koki personally? Like,
yes, I've
personally.
I've obviously had a lot of time speaking to the football players when I went to shoot the other podcast with due respect to Goalkeeper's Corner. On arrival, the boys would come and say hi. It was an honor. It felt good because other people would want to ask, but Modabi didn't play enough for Pirates. No. Modabi knows that, but Modabi was part of an institution like that. So when players come and acknowledge that, it's always humbling. So you get an opportunity to exchange a few words with them, share a joke. And he was one of the players I got to chat to. He would come say hi. And you could pick up his personality right from then. No, maybe not.
So, coach, the reason why I'm asking if maybe know Ukoki personally is because some people might not show their leadership on the pitch. Some people they lead from the changing room, from the training.
With Pirates, I'm not scared leader from the training. What we see is what we decide on. So if we see you are a quiet personality and the club is losing and you are the captain and we don't see you ruffling everyone around you, then we decide what you are either a weak captain or you are a quiet captain. And I'm a quiet captain, but to quiet, true to Kuluma WhatsApp, Ganjan.
What did you say his faults and his mentality is, maybe you could say, compared to other Pirates captains like Likhwati somewhere?
Chele. They were in sync with the supporters. They led with aplomb and personality. You can't captain Mati. You are captaining Renberg.
Can't be a pushover.
No. You have to show what is no masliwa. Uhamba pambi. You even fix your captain's strap. So that Oboni is good team captain.
I think Sibisi shows that more. That mentality.
And Sibisi, you with them Mbogazi, they are both Zulu boys. The other one Mbogazi from Suhluwe, Usbisi from somewhere in the KZN. But they have but they have some sort of an understanding that you don't need to see them speaking to each other for you to see what they want to die for the skull and crossbones.
You can see it.
You can see it. That is where the difference now comes in. Okay, maybe he scores a penalty there, but is it enough for a club to lead a club like Pirates? SCBC, you can see he wants to die with his sleeves on. He angashaya scissors manje without a reason. In the olden days, you can remember Kamanga Mbazo type of player, Shoes Lushozi. Him and Mbogazi combined, you can get a combination of Mbazo and Lushozi put together in the modern day type of Pirates defenders. They were robust. Those two have that. They wanted to die with their boots on. These two have that. Can you say the same on Tapelo Cloud? No, he's a nice guy. It's not good enough.
Okay, coach.
No,
not putting I'm tired. The thing is that you must also not just only look in the pitch, but also why are they keeping him? Maybe it's something he does behind cameras.
Yeah, which would have been mentioned. I mean, we all know of his past up with Tito.
Yeah.
It showed you what for me now. I've never had an opportunity to speak about that side of things, but looking at it like everyone did from the television, it looked like Otito was also questioning leadership, but silently. Why would he then take over the dressing room and tell everyone to own up and take responsibility? We are not playing well, Samakwala, what? And there's a captain, which you want to say he probably led from behind the scenes, which scenes? Maybe a passing, but there's no leadership needed at a passing. People are talking rubbish, they're laughing, others are listening to music. You don't need to lead people there. They know their way inside the bus and out of the bus. So I feel he needed to do more. Nice guy, maybe at a smaller club, maybe at the Stellenbosch. With due respect to them, yeah, you can understand nice guys. Pirates, they want to deliver out here every single day. You would know. We used to expect a lot more late to and that is what the club demands.
Yeah.
So maybe timing for him it's not proper and it's not targeted. We're not having a bash Tapelo Koki moment. We are saying when are the Siabong and Rose is going to play?
Yeah.
If we want to keep a Tapelo Koki, who for me.
When will they learn?
Yes.
When will the young ones learn? Because they must also play so they can learn and fix their mistakes quick. And
you've promoted so many of them that clearly you have an intention to play them.
Yeah.
No, but they didn't promote them. Baba Bega Benchi. And big ups to the club for that. It just shows what development is being taken serious. But does the coach understand it? Is he on the same page with everyone right now at the development structures? Is he speaking to the technical director? Do they agree on the foundation built and left by the previous coach? Who, for me, it didn't come a lot at Max Park, but respected what was being done at Max Park. Proof is Mohaun Kota, proof is Mbegezele Mbogazi, proof is Rilebuli Mufukeng, proof is Sia Data, even though he hasn't had an opportunity. Yes, utata onje ubani igama lakhe uneni short indoda angishawufendi and on him if he gets an opportunity to play, is going to be a revelation. I think the fans will like him, and he packs a very secret hidden free kick. He's got an amazing ability, set piece.
So for me, coach, Utata, I used to play with him, but still I can't see what Abu Coach Babonayo from here because I see you talking about power strikes, one of the, but tell me more, go in deep in it. What do you think? What does it bring?
He's got a big engine.
He looks very reserved.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is reserved when he's not wearing his kit. You want that for Pirates. Pirates players are like that. It's the same non-clubs. they'll kick you to the grandstand if they have to the advertising boards, and you'll think they are evil people until you meet both of them and say hi. You realize that they are soft, understanding gentlemen who are different when they've got their boots on. And Utata brings you that element. He's a modern day left back who has so much capacity to attack and defend with the same intensity and interest. He's readily waiting to defend as he is to attack. He scores goals, he assists, but his confidence is next to none. And look, I watched him from coaching Abu Banele at SAP, but I'd watch Pele play and training some days, and you could see already he's something different that takes us back to the old Pirates players, David Nyati ×2, because he's so much better than David was, with true respect to the legend. But people must just wait for the opportunity to watch the boy play if the coach obviously gives him a chance, because he is spoiled for choices this season. And that's why I'm saying I cannot excuse when Banele anga win anything, but infusion yakhe really mix the menu abam presenting properly now. Will you have challenges ukuthi development want to raise their hands and say, now we've got players down here that need to be played? Will he be able to mix it up with what the office wants? What does the office want? I think they want illegal jump, but we need MTN 8, but we need the net bank.
Yeah, that's true.
Want to get to the CAF final, most likely, maybe win it if possible.
Yeah.
I think the number of signings the Pirates made is for CAF, for squad depth.
For squad depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another question I wanted to ask. Do you think is Pirates building a team, or is just adding names? Because I know the new signings, the two major signings for me is Sipho Mbule Appollis, as I mentioned before we start. What do you think about Sipho Mbule?
And we ignored that part.
Yeah.
Appollis,
Sipho Mbule.
it was delivered. Bona ngathi personal and nabantu bazocabanga njalo. Uyazi ngiyakuncanywa Tham tipping ngiyakuncanywa blind boy, but uzongibonga ngelinye ilanga. Already Appollis.
Okay, Appollis.
Sipho Mbule. For me right now.
Yeah.
From where I'm sitting, great ability way too, but big pressure. Ngoba ngifila ngathi on paper they are the two major signings.
Yeah.
Because of where they come from. This is Sipho Mbule. He comes from Sundowns. How he's always been on the lips of everyone in the country about the ability he has. And he also has other nicknames, Master Chef. You don't know what he's cooking, ukukama pass, ukukujwala, ukukan. But Leo Jwala has also been something that we cannot ignore. And this, for me, is a message personally to him. The club to which join angeke sipane ngiyazi ukuthi uzobukela, because somebody will alert you ukuthi ngishilo didn't. Imbombozo la ngeke sipane. Buza mina, I know you can't ask uGiftile Remy, may soul rest in peace, because ubhodile. But if you do your research on the present, the past Pirates players, the club doesn't have time for nursing behavioral challenges, because they've got an array of players abangadlala bahlule uNtswembu dlala idisk uhlukana netrabo. That is an advice to Sipho Mbule. Appollis hasn't scored a lot where he comes from. He hasn't assisted or scored more than 10 times in the past 2 seasons.
But now manje maybe now ubheke ukuthi manje udlala nabo ubani. Uyabo, because looking at him at Polokwane City, not him scoring me, maybe I wouldn't say it's a big thing. But now
let me tell you the ratio.
Yeah.
Last season he scored 2. He assisted 3. The season before, I think he scored 6. Assisted 5. So what are we basing his big signing on? Is it on the fact that it delivers, on the number 10 positions where he's going to compete with Rile Mufokeng and Amastetsa Kayas Kulume. Do you want to be playing him as a winger for a Pirate side that uses a lot of half spaces to allow the wing back space to run down on? So if we focus on that, the question to you is, do you still think is a good signing, given statistically what we've just mentioned or what we have in front of us with Rile Mufokeng? Unless there's something that the club knows that everyone doesn't, we are via or is on the verge of via. So they're already buying Appollis to make up for his departure. But if he's not leaving, I don't see him competing in that position, because I'm a supporter for Urile uyabajayivisa lapha phezulu, Urile ushaye pass, Urile ushaye net. So Appollis has got a mammoth task ahead of him to impress everyone and stake a claim in the starting lineup and keep a place in the starting lineup. If it's possible, he'll answer that. This is in my car. You know, we cannot judge him on where they go in Spain, but we can judge him a lot on the kickoff of the Betway Premiership, which obviously starts with the supporters thinking what Rile did for them last season. So Bafunu Rile Akale, and Rile will start probably the first couple of games if he's not leaving for greener pastures. So Appollis Melakuri on statistics alone, I don't think the numbers are good for him to be at the club right now. But they've wanted him for a while. Chiefs wanted him, sometimes wanted him. Pirates got him. Can he justify his signing, his big signing? Because I'm sure he's on a big salary based on how long it took for the club to get him, and the supporters will be expectant out jam. Baspaskele bafuna umuntu ozodlula uRile manje. Hayi umuntu on par or ongaphansi kwakaRile. So he's got big pressure jam. Sipho Mbule, can he deliver? He's got the ability. I've given advice to him because I think I can. What's left for him is to convince all of us. Ngoba sonke siyazi ukuthi into ebhingweni. Ingweni ayisibonisa ukuthi into embungane. Ingasibonisa ngalezi ezinye siceleni. Isidakiwe uzoyithola ichance yokwenza lezo zinto. If ispan siyazishaya.
Yeah.
Wena ucabangani ngoSipho Mbule ngoba I think your core focus is him, because he's a hyped up type of signing and you seem to be pretty interested.
Personally, I think that's a good signing. That's a good signing for Pirates. It's going to really help Pirates. And ujoyina abani lapha esikupini? Ubani Themba no Makahle. Let's not forget the young boy.
Simphiwe.
Simphiwe. What do you Simphiwe? Simphiwe, I don't think this season is going to be. Maybe let's see next season.
I think it's going to be a shock revelation.
I think he's proved enough in these past few games. National team call up as well.
No, yes, I agree with you. Is that a difficult run, and people won't understand this, because I remember he was playing in the same team as Banele.
Mkumbula figures or trial at no, coach, the player is not make sure. But that tells but that tells you ukuthi football injani. Umuntu angafika manje phapha mawusobhekisa ku first team.
But with another Banele mentions that. I remember that season 2022, 2023 early, I called him aside because I had a word with Dugu Makanya about his imminent rise. You know, we found him at the club bezodlala friendly na Banele. Immediately on that friendly, Simon asked me what I thought of him. I think we should assess him. He came, he impressed, and I remember with about 6 matches to go that season, I've had a word with Joseph Makanya, and he's going to have a look at you at DDC. Hang in there, fast forward to him playing in the DDC side. We beat Sundowns 4-1 at Tsakani Stadium. It's his hometown, and the boy was in tears, full on. A color, because it was packed, and it was emotional for him playing in front of his fans for the first time. And I remember even after that game, I gave him a hug, held on to him, and whispered in his ear, from here onwards, you decide where you want this card to move. You can either keep it here in Tsakani, or you can take it wherever you want to take it. We speak today, you mentioned that he's had a couple of call-ups for the national team. This is a boy less than 3 years ago. Beganganama boots. As well friendly against the SAP team Pirates. Now he's playing for the national team. He started for the
Pirates.
For the first team, Pirates. He's won a Man of the Match award.
There's a Man of the Match award.
Yeah.
PSN.
Not even the sky's the limit for him. Not even the sky's the limit. You know, he can decide where he wants to take this. But what is special in him is his desire. He's got amazing fire. He's probably not the most talented player I've ever seen or coached. But he's got a big heart. Yes, he keeps it very simple, and he does the important things well. You know, he knows he's a DM. He's not worried about giving you the Roy of the Rovers pass or Ukshai's Ted, you know. But he's worried about I need to bite this one. Get the ball, give it to a Sipho Mbule, get the ball. So that is why he might be a surprise starter for the season, because energy, age, and the desire that I mentioned makes him an important secret player for Pirates. And if the national coach is already having a look at him, that might put pressure on the coach at Pirates to start with Sipho. So he's one player that we must not overlook in the game. With due respect to Umaketlen, and Umaketlen ulala nase Stadium becomes important in making sure the boy develops into a player like himself. Umaketlen speaks well to the youngsters, but he understands Uchi is not young anymore, and he's honored to have won things with Pirates. So I don't think Unomona and Sipho can learn a lot from him.
Doesn't feel threatened by him.
And there you have, guys, coming to you from the goalkeeper's corner. And please drop a comment below. What do you think about the new coach and the exciting names of the signing of the players? There you have, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and